In my travels, I am always on the lookout for the unhurried side of Oregon, the world that's a far cry from the city hubbub and noise. And this week, I think I found it. Hi there, I'm Grant McComey, your host for Travel Oregon's Grant's Getaways. Join me this week as we explore the Oregon coast and a distinct state park that can rightfully call itself the only Oregon coastal island getaway. Come on along as we discover that wildness rules Whalen Island. Wildness rules Whalen Island.
The very quiet, serene, secluded nature of this waterway allows for the wildlife to really be present.
A place meant for the quiet times.
It doesn't get huge amounts of use here. A lot of times you can have the place quite a bit to yourself, parts of the park, and that's what makes it nice.
A state park property called Clay Myers Natural Area includes nearly 200 acres of forest, sand, and estuary. Whalen Island is prized because there are few folks around.
You don't see many people. It's too shallow for motorized boats.
It's where Mark Hins launches on the rising tide.
It's relatively unknown. You pass it quickly on the road. You see most of the time it's emptied and you just see a sand flat. Unless you hit it at the right time, you really won't realize that this is a waterway that you can paddle.
The waterway is called Sand Lake, and it is shallow throughout, averaging just 2 feet deep to surround Whalen Island at high tide. Should you choose to paddle this way, be prepared for anything.
Even though it is a shallow waterway, there are some deep parts. The tide does recede out into the ocean. So bring your personal flotation device, bring an extra paddle if you're going to paddle the waterway, bring some basic, first aid stuff, and a communication device so you can communicate with someone if you get in trouble.
Whalen Island is tucked between two coastal landmarks, Cape Lookout to the north, a massive forested headland that juts more than 2 miles out to sea, and tucked into the north side of the Cape, a state park campground with 225 sites, rental cabins, and 13 yurts. Cape Kiwanda's to the south, where you're face to face with another giant landmark and a massive sandbox that's perfect for play before you step inside this destination that satisfies both thirst and appetite at the Pelican Pub and Brewery. Tillamook County manages Whalen Island Campground. It's 8 acres with 30 sites for tents or trailer. No water or electric hookups, so your rig must be self-contained.
You can walk down to the beach, you can wade out in the water of the estuary from the trail, and the trail itself is just a great hike.
Back in 2000, when Oregon State Parks acquired Whalen Island, they needed to give you access, and so they built a trail. It's about 2.5 miles, a loop trail all the way around the island, mostly in the forest, but every now and then, sweet views to the ocean.
This park's kind of unusual. It's an island in the middle of the Sand Lake Estuary. And the Sand Lake Estuary is one of the most pristine estuaries along the Oregon coast. Pretty unique little area.
Whether it's hiking through the Clay Myers Natural Area or paddling the expansive Sand Lake on a high tide, you've plenty of reasons to explore Whalen Island. And we have all the details, directions, and the contact information right here on the Travel Oregon website, so check it out. Until next week, get out here and explore the great Oregon outdoors and let Travel Oregon be your guide. For Travel Oregon, I'm Grant McComey.